Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Fata Morgana. So we just had a very happy times between Giselle and Michelle, and yeah, it's been extremely sweet and awesome, but I think like nothing is forever and we may just dive into some horrible stuff, so I'm ready. Are you? Let's go. Hopefully nothing wrong will happen, but we know that's not possible, right? Oh, we're starting with the scene from last episode. So this is the beginning of the next episode, actually. Okay. So just a reminder how happy it is right now. The day is passing. With each passing day, it grew less and less unusual having Giselle always at my side. I began more freely engaging in silliness, speaking my mind, and showing emotion. I could say her name and Giselle would turn around and smile at me. An imaginable sight not so long ago. For 10 years. For 10 years I had lived alone. Oh no, did I just stop the previous episode just to get emotional in the beginning of the next one? Oh no, no. Please no. Solitude had been my normal. But that was very rapidly changing at her hands. We're continually getting closer, yes, but not in the romantic sense. Yet. If I had to describe it, I would say good friends was probably the most apt. Time continued to press on, our relationship remaining relatively stable. Eventually summer came, bringing with it the longest periods of sunlight I had experienced in many years. Then the leaves began to falling from the trees, and before long the world grew cold and dreary. Wow, this is 1 year time skip already. The winter, the fireplace was never without a crackling blaze in its belly. The boiled wine we drank, was undoubtedly middling and cheap. But she said with a smile, "I've never had a wine this good before," and thought I didn't say anything. I felt the same way, and though. The sun set much earlier, and having stopped using candles, we found ourselves habitually gathering around the fireplace when it grew dark. Awesome. Oh. No, you cannot start episodes with me crying. God damn it, I stopped in the like worst possible moment, didn't I? Reading a story by the fireplace like this almost makes it feel like we are in another world, doesn't it, Master? I bet that's why troubadours perform at pubs, so they can be near the fire. Or because there's ale. Drunkenness makes even bad singing and storytelling pleasant to their ears. Oh, you're such a cynic. But I mean, he's true. He's right, right? It's possible as well. Always increasing chances. But that's okay. Say, yes? Do you remember when I first arrived here? When I was cleaning the library? Please don't tell me of bringing the obscene rat incident back up. Obscene rat? No, not that. Before that. Before we could actually talk to each other. I believe I suggested we read something together if you ever felt inclined. Oh wow, right. You might have. I can't say I remember. Are you sure about that? You turned down my proposal saying I was wasting my time. But look, it actually happened. Even if you don't remember, I'm sure you never thought this moment would come. I was for the most part focused on making sure things didn't get any worse between us. But to be honest, I didn't expect there would ever actually come a time we would sit shoulder to shoulder and read a book. You never know how things might pan out. I actually do remember. I remember how I tried to push her away, how much I mistrusted her. I was nothing but hostile towards her. People change, and perhaps if they can, so then can their future. Maybe I can hope that, like our friendship, there's a chance the future might have turned for the better. Wow. Is something the matter? I don't much care for the hypotheticals, but if by some chance are you going to ask her if she want to be with you in more than friendship? I will someday. Oh, okay. To be able to return to that house. Should that time come, that house is home to her nightmares. Even if it didn't happen until my father was gone, it wouldn't erase what he had done to her there. She acts like nothing wrong though. I don't know. Have her wounds healed, or do they still remain? Should that time come? Should that time come? If that day comes, I will do what I can to ensure you have a comfortable life in the city. Though I will not be able to inherit the estate, I can work something out. I see. Thank you very much. I think she hoped to say that will you stay with me there. But if you'll be comfortable doing so, I will be pleased if you were to join me. Fuck yeah. Let's see what Gizel's answer is. A servant? Yeah, sure. As a servant. Yes, a servant. We are short on hands. I see. Servant. Do I really need to repeat myself? Yes, as a servant. Alright, sure, I think I will. I would like to accompany you, master. How exciting. I'm sure a wonderful future awaits us. Hell yeah. I love this dynamic. From where it started and how it is now. Wow. They are healing each other. I pray so. Now, back to the story. I believe we have just gotten to the point where the knights set out to defeat the monster and save the princess. This is... I'm really doing analogy to everything in this game. Seriously. I know this makes no sense, right? Knights and the village are not knights. But in the previous door, there were knights attacked, defeated the monster, and well, they didn't try to save the princess, but there was a princess in the tower if you think about this. So yeah, you get my point, right? I don't know why I'm just thinking about connecting everything to everything in Fata Morgana. I bet he was a big, buff, muscular knight, but not. But let's not talk about how muscular he was. Oh, Michelle will get the complex. She let out a gentle laugh, and I thought I smelled something sweet on her breath. Was it her scent, or perhaps just my imagination? I had no way of knowing. We sat so close, even the slightest shift seemed sufficient to allow me to hear the sound of her heartbeat, causing mine to accelerate. Curiosity filled my mind. What might she be thinking right now? What does she think about me? And as such, as I tried to banish them, I frustratedly failed. I was just getting caught up in the moment. I had just briefly lost my way. Though I tried to convince myself otherwise, it was all in vain. When had my pulse gotten so rapid? When had my skin gotten so flushed? When? How? Why was this happening to me? Because you fall in love. I thought I had already learned my lesson about having feelings for someone else. Before long, winter retreated and our second spring came to take its place. Already learned my lessons about feelings for someone else. This is about this girl that he mentioned on the painting before, right? It's definitely that. We still don't know. He never told us this part, right? This specific part. What happened? She betrayed him somehow, right? Then, because he learned the lesson for having feelings for someone else. It's like he's been betrayed in some way. Full year had passed since we had resumed living together, and I don't think it's my imagination that this year felt much warmer than last. Spring seems to have arrived a bit earlier than in previous years. One night, when the breeze carried on a pleasant residual warmth, Giselle escorted me out to the garden. Okay? Come on, master, hurry up. It's in the middle of the night. What's so important? I just found it myself. I couldn't wait until morning. Okay, what did you found? Also, what's the surprise in the box you plan? A rose. It blossomed. Okay. Finally, we have the rose in the door. A rose. Okay. Giselle had, over the past years, cleaned up the nest of weeds that had been strangling the garden. At the side of the small plot of turned soil, swaying in the wind beneath the moonlight, was a single red rose. When did you... Last year. I requested flower seeds. Oh, that was the surprise. Wow. I would have never guessed that. Wow, Giselle. Awesome. But I just couldn't get them to grow, and I was starting to think they never would. But look, it's only one, but it did. I had no idea. Of course it didn't. I didn't tell you. Why would you keep it from me? I wanted to make it a gift for you, master. What? Why? Roses make wonderful gifts, supposedly. No, that's not what I meant. Why me? I haven't given you anything. Consider it a symbol of my hope that we'll still be this close another year from now. If we are, then this is yours. I don't follow her reasoning. I don't follow it at all, but the sight of the deep red rose almost melting in the dark night was perhaps the most wonderful things I had ever seen in my life. Another happy episode that probably during the end will go to some tragic things. That's what I wanted to avoid in the last one. Oh. But anyway, I will appreciate every happy moment in this game. Wow. So beautiful. I had never understood why some people found flowers so enchanting. They were always just plants to me. But yeah, this one is special for you, huh? Finally. This one, on that night, was undeniably beautiful, majestic. And like a young child seeing the flower for the very first time, my hand automatically reached out for it. Not knowing the proper way to appreciate flowers, I didn't gently caress its petals or take its fragrance, but snapped its stem. Aww. Giselle will be angry. Oh, we pick it up? Are you going to bring it back to your room? Yeah. When I finally processed her question, that was when I realized I probably should have left it grow in the garden. On the base of its stem, where I had plucked it, a droplet succumbed to the gravity and fell to the earth. With it came to the late realization that I had ended the plant's life. Oh wow. Damn, Michelle. But it was overpowered by childish, possessiveness. The stunning flower was mine. Moonlight trickled down from the heavens, giving a gentle blush tint to my hands and a smile on her face. Are going to need a vase then? Give me just a minute. For the brief moment, the moonlight must have played a trick on my mind. Oh? This is the CG we had when the white hair girl image broke into. When we learned the truth that Giselle is indeed the maid. This is the image we had back then, without the hand. But we had her head with the red rose there. This is the CG. That's the memory. Huh? Master? What on earth am I doing? A look of bewilderment filled his face just inches from me, which hammered in my reality of what I had just done. The thought just crossed my mind that perhaps her black hair might prove a good backdrop for the rose. But it was supposed to remain a simple fancy. What was that about? An excuse, I need a good excuse. A drawing. A drawing? Right, I would like to preserve it on canvas. Oh. Oh, you're a painter. Oh. Oh. What? I mean, that rose on its own does not make a very compelling picture, so I would like to include you as an accessory. Oh my god, this is so awkward. Oh my god, this is so awkward, I love it. Wait, you want to throw me too? Where is the background element? Poor thing. You're slightly more interesting than the vase, that's all. I've never seen you draw anything before. I just never got the urge. Okay. You know how? Many years ago my brother taught me. I don't think I can handle being a model. I've never had a drawing done of me before. You'd probably be better off with just the rose. You gave it to me, didn't you? That means I'm free to do with it as I please. I did. I didn't mean to sound so rude. I had no real interest in drawing the rose. I couldn't just take it back either. Okay, so my thoughts now. Okay, no, this is like 300 years before the first door. Never mind. I thought like maybe the white-haired girl from the first episode, like the first door, was the daughter of Giselle and Michel, or something, you know? Because she had a father that was a painter and stuff, right? I thought like that could be the case, but yeah, that's not that. It's like 300 years and stuff. Okay, never mind. Let's go. Giza had shrunk back quite visibly, and I couldn't bring myself to look her in the eyes. So I fled to the cellar in search of supplies to escape for the oppressive awkwardness. At the far wall, I found a rectangular panel of wood and several sticks of charcoal. My materials were obviously nothing compared to what a curved artist might use, but I was clearly not going to be able to do the portrait of any kind of justice. Amateur portrait, and it's going to be beautiful for her, huh? And he's going to be like, I messed up. That's so going to be this. God, what am I doing? I want to put my face in the sand. Giza was waiting for me in the stained glass chamber. It seems like she was still just as uncomfortable as when I had left her. She gave me a fleeting glance before averting her gaze. If only she would laugh or make a scene like usual. It would make things so much easier. Why does she have to choose now to start acting meek? I mean, she's embarrassed. What should I be doing? Just stand. Stay perfectly still, please. Also, I just realized she's blushing. I think, right? Look at the cheeks here. Is it just like the? It cannot be light because light is like going from this side, so this shouldn't be like slightly red. It should be normally white like the rest of her skin. Yeah, this is not just a shadow. This is actual blush. Yeah, drawings in this game. Do you need me to pose or anything? No, just get comfortable. Look away. Why? It's hard to work when you're watching me. Oh. What? I feel like I have to sneeze. Hold it in, please. What now? Can I see it? I barely drawn anything yet. As long as our eyes don't meet, I was able to observe her. My gaze was quite clearly not focused on the rose. But Giselle. At first I had regretted my in the moment proposition. But it was beginning to think. I was beginning to think it had been such a bad idea. Without some sort of pretext, I would never have been able to examine her so intently. I didn't have that kind of courage. This isn't like me. But what was like me? They prefer being sharp-tongued, an unapproachable recluse. Was that what I wanted to strive for? Giselle was like a gale. Her mere presence dispersed the gloomy cloud that always hovered around me. Think about it. It's practically a miracle that we ever ended up so comfortably around each other. That she's still here right now. Yeah, that is kind of a miracle. If you think about this, that could have ended like whoa, many like months ago. Light from the moon spilled through the stained glass window, taking on a multitude of the pale tones before falling on her white skin and jade eyes. I had stopped sketching at some point. Just looked at her, huh? What in the world was going on? You are in love, obviously. One of my roses had finally bloomed, which I thought would put a smile on Michelle's face. But rather than improve his mood, that made him go all strange. Oh, right, this is Giselle. I didn't realize that the side here changed into the red rose. Yeah. But still, he's in love. You go all strange and you don't know what's going on because you have no experience in this. It had made him say he wanted to draw something. I had never seen Michelle draw anything before. I can't sit still. I try to sneak peeks of him once in a while, but anytime our eyes meet, he gave me a stern look. Look that way, sir. So I ended up spending a whole time looking at the Archangel in the stained glass window. What could he be thinking? Could this be? Thanks for the rose. I'm pretty sure he's not the type who would consider drawing an expression of gratitude though. If I'm wrong about this, I will turn my whole world upside down. Maybe he wanted to draw me? No, not possible. That will turn the world upside down even faster. I'm just thinking now, because in like, is this like maybe the portrait that was found in the cellar in the third door? Maybe with Jacopo? Because the evil girl, I forgot her name, found some picture some portrait or some drawing or whatever in the cellar, right? And this mansion is here like forever basically, and they are making a portrait now. Maybe they hide it, and like she found it, brought it up, and used it as like, you know, hey look, Jacopo have this girl around, you know, like, and stuff, to like add poison basically, right, to the whole situation, just to show Giselle that, not Giselle, the white-haired girl, that Jacopo is basically with someone else or something right now, right? Could be. Because she reacted pretty strongly in that. I remember, I think, right? Well, we'll see if they hide it or not, like in the cellar. Maybe. If they will hide it in the cellar, then this is the picture that they found. I still wonder, like, what is Whitehead Girl then? Like, does she even exist in the doors? That's not possible. That would turn the world upside down even faster. He couldn't. We're close, sure, but we're not that kind of close. Well, you are now. What makes it sound like? Like Michelle's attracted to me? Yeah, pretty much. And there's no way. There's absolutely no way. He compares me to the obsessed rat. And calls me amateur and chess, laughing while he crushes me. I mean, that's fun. That's not what it is it? I just don't know how to behave. You never have like zero social skills. Oh yes? If it's too much trouble, you're free to leave. This will take a very long time to complete. No trouble. You had a very stern look on your face as all. I was doing that bad job at hiding it. I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want. It was foolish of me to ask you, I'm sorry. Honestly, it's no trouble, I mean it. You just took me by surprise, that's all. I'm not even that great at the artist to begin with. That's not a talent I was blessed with. If I'm being honest with myself, I can't imagine anyone would be pleased to have a bad art drawn of them. I mean, if that's from someone close, just given to you and stuff, perfect. Doesn't matter if it's ugly or not, it's always going to be perfect. What? What's he saying so negative about it? I wasn't the only one making a face. His head was turned slightly downward, a forlorn shimmer in his eyes. I had never seen him make that face before. He resembled a child who had just been scorned by his mother. I wasn't at all angry or displeased with him. I was just fine, honestly. I had to get that through to him. I am pleased. It doesn't matter how it turns out. You drew it for me, Master. Whenever it's good or bad, it's irrelevant. Yep. I love this, like, another episode in the row. God damn it. I would. But the moment shining through the stained glass was so enchanting. I lost myself in it. I would be happy with anything drawn for me by the man I love. She just said it. Oh god. I'm just imagining Michelle just like dropping the charcoal in that moment. She just said it out loud. She didn't meant to. For an instant, time froze. By the time I realized what I had said, my mind had gone blank. They couldn't form the coherent thought. I mean, you know, I like family. Yeah, you're like older brother to me. I mean, love, like, love for a brother. Hey, say something, Master. Give me your unusual exasperated side. Come on now. Go on, give me your best good grief and then hurl me out of the window. Come on, please, show me some disappointment. Master? Uh, the wood panel he was using as a canvas, and the charcoal on his hand crashed to the hard chapel floor. The cluttered was sold out. I jumped. Okay. I didn't have the presence of my mind to wonder why he had knocked over the canvas, or why his hands appeared to be shaking. That's a very strong reaction to the words. That's stronger reaction than I thought. Is everything okay? Let me help you with that. I stepped towards him, and when I did, the moonlight shined down upon us in intensified, and our gazes of jade and ruby intertwined. Wow, we had both. And we have lyrics for the soundtrack again. What a good CG. Wow. Right? See, she's still blushing. I said, like, this is definitely blush. This is so definitely blush. Okay. Drag the line of sight here. There was a visible rosiness in his eternally pale cheeks. Master? Flickers of panic darted beneath the surface of his normally stony-red eyes. They were trembling as he looked over to me. I was at the loss of words. He must have been... Wow, that soundtrack, holy shit. Whoa. We must have been under the moon spell. Weren't thinking. We stood alone in the frozen world, robbed of all rational thought. Riding the moonlight current, his hand fell against my cheek. It was much colder than I expected, but it felt pleasant on my flushed skin. As we drew closer, I could feel the warmth emanating from his body, and I'm sure he could feel mine. The beating of my heart too. His breathing stopped for a moment, then he gulped. He brought his head in. I closed my eyes and the terrible flashback. Yep. I knew it. This trauma cannot be just like closed over and just forgotten. This is like scarring for life, basically. I fucking knew something like that would happen sooner or later. God damn it. Then I shoved him away with all my strength. Michel rolled back, knocked his head on the side of the poo, and began groaning in pain. Which is when I finally realized what I had done. Oh. Yeah. What have you done, Giselle? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I really hard. I'm fine. Sorry, you startled me. I really truly didn't mean to knock you down. You should go back to your room. I'm sorry for the trouble I've caused you tonight. What? Get some rest. Good night. Ah. Aww. He turned away, marching off into the corridor, and shrouded in darkness. There was a heavy air of loneliness hanging over him, which gave rise to the phantom image of him actually disappearing into the darkness. I had caused that, but I didn't realize it until it was too late. Yeah, the trauma. It was just the reaction. It felt like something was sitting on my chest. Why would I ever do that to him? Of course I'm going to hurt him reacting like that. Maybe I was hoping he would say it was just one of his jokes. Do I want it to be a joke? I had that option. I could pretend nothing ever happened and go tomorrow back to the way things were before. But if I did that, there would almost certainly never be a second chance. You were okay with it. You wanted it, Giselle. Quit lying to yourself. You are the one who said you loved him. And that was no mistake. You wouldn't sit shoulder to shoulder and read a book with someone you didn't care for. You wouldn't enjoy eating super with someone you didn't like. You wouldn't be able to live happily with someone you didn't love. You have to go after him, find him and tell him the truth. This is happy and sad at the same, like, happy and sad episode. Like, both spectrums here.